So,
Just
can you tell us a little bit of like how you got into doing some of this um, sound healing and such?
I would love to say it was part of my master plan in life, but it really wasn't. It was something that kind of got presented to me, as I was kind of going through on my journey. I jokingly always tell people I'm like a recovered CEO, man. I was in the high tech world for 19 years and,
Yeah.
you know, had gone all the way up to the top of the ladder. And I realized, you know what? I'm not happy. I'm not content. I'm not fulfilled. So I kind of left to find my purpose and create a life with more meaning. And, so music had always been part of my life since high school. But it was just something I did for me. So I never had this like, oh, I want to become a rock star or anything like that. That wasn't really part of my deal, but I just loved to play for myself. Never got out and gigged, never did any of that stuff. And then, I made an album back in the early 2000s, and that album ended up getting in the hands of a former consultant from NASA who, quote, discovered harmonizing frequencies in my music.
Wow, man.
So kind of threw me down a path that I had never thought myself to be on.
Right. I feel the same way actually right now with your story. I wasn't expecting all that.
There's all kinds of interesting nuances.
It sure is, man. It's a really cool story you have. So that's what inspired you to start this whole thing was your passion for music to begin with, right?
I can't even say that.
Okay.
It was like,
it felt natural to you to just follow, because it's kind of the same story I have in a way, was because but my vision was more of being like the rock star and such, you know what I mean? Like, I guess when I was a kid thinking, but it was just something that always called me to it. I was always drawn to the guitar, and picked it up, put it down, picked it up. I was young and in and out of it, you know what I mean, for a while.
Yeah.
And then when I really committed is when I really started to learn a lot about life. So this is what kind of led me to this, and the vibration, like feeling, the vibration and things like that. It taught me more about life than I think anybody could have ever told me, showed me. It was that hands-on and learning on like a personal level.
Yep.
So it was really a eye-opener. You know what I mean? Like, wow, like I said, it taught me so much. So that's why I was kind of really interested in what you do, and what's the science behind it, and things like that.
Well, I think like a lot of us, I'm sure with you probably have a band that ignited this spirit within you. Like, dude, I got to go play.
Yeah.
And for me, it was Pink Floyd. I'm like,
oh yes, indeed.
I got to learn how to play the guitar. The comfortably numb lead line and
solos
stuff.
and stuff, right?
Yeah, I'm like, damn, it doesn't get any better than that. I need to learn how to play this thing.
Yeah.
But that was it. It was just it was my own equalizer. It was kind of like my own way of dealing with the stresses and the highs and lows and the twists and turns of life.
Yeah.
And so I left the corporate world to actually become a motivational speaker.